Did you know ghost hunting is an actual job?
A team of paranormal investigators.
A ghost hunt.
Paranormal trackers.
Paranormal investigators.
Paranormal. Things can get a little bit spooky.
The other day, I found this job posting online. The full job description. We are seeking enthusiastic ghost hunters, paranormal investigators to conduct ghost hunts. Candidates must have an experience in paranormal investigation, as well as proficient knowledge of ghost hunting equipment. Now, I don't have the necessary qualifications or experience at all at ghost hunting equipment. Yet. So for the next week, I trained with the best ghost hunters in my city, mastered their equipment, and I went on my very first ghost hunt in the most haunted Airbnb in the world. Without further ado, let's meet the ghost hunters.
I hate the term ghost hunter.
Okay.
Ghosts are basically just the spirits of humans who've passed on. There might be a reason why somebody's stayed back. They might be completely attached to a place. They may feel that there's something that's unfinished.
When humans die, their body rots and returns to Earth, but their soul has to go somewhere.
Everyone will become that spirit eventually.
I guess it really came to light when I got my childhood cat and she started speaking to me telepathically.
First night that we were here, I had a door slam in my face, and it just went on from there. We were hearing voices, furniture being moved, seeing an elderly lady standing in my kitchen. That was a shocker.
As a child, I heard things talk to me. I saw things. I saw scary things.
The first apparition I ever saw was actually when I was 8 years old in that funeral home. I actually thought I was looking at somebody who was in the basement, like somebody had gotten lost.
It was clear, like 4K imagery.
Absolutely.
I heard rumors of a haunted couch.
Haunted couch?
By the way, it's still there at the furniture store.
No one's bought it yet?
They're kind of like neighbors in the house.
So they're still around?
Oh, they're still here. We get people need stuff all the time.
I teach classes on paranormal investigating at our local community college.
So did you create that curriculum?
Oh, I created it.
Some people are actually selling courses, or some schools actually teach that. So do you feel like that's a scam?
Absolutely.
Someone's tapping you on the back and you look and no one's there. I was just getting really kind of nervous.
Out loud, I said, I don't think you're here. Why don't you prove me wrong? And I jumped about a foot and something took a swipe at me and left 2 scratch marks.
Craziest one I'd say was being present at an exorcism with the church, and also we had people quoting like dead languages, Latin languages they shouldn't know. It was taking myself and 2 other very, very large men to hold people down.
So does the church still perform exorcisms? Is that a normal thing that happens?
They do when necessary.
So what happened was I had a poltergeist.
Jeez.
A poltergeist is attached to a person, whereas a haunting is attached to a place or an object.
Did have a spirit follow me for almost 2 years.
He liked you, eh?
She did.
Oh!
Her name was Judith.
How did your wife feel about that?
She wasn't real impressed. Well, first of all, we don't charge for it. You are playing on someone's emotions. You can tell them anything. So we don't charge for it. We just do this because we want to do this.
Like if I could capture a ghost, slap it on your coffee table, and they can see it, okay, maybe I'll start charging.
You've probably seen TV shows that are, well, why don't you pick a fight with me? Don't do that.
You probably shouldn't be there with people who are empathic or who are really scared because they prey on that.
Do a grounding exercise before.
You know what really seems to help? I've noticed this over the years, is humor.
Okay, well I'm a big joke. What am I looking for on camera?
So orbs.
All the equipment you need is right here.
You may encounter temperature changes.
We do not know what a ghost is. Most everybody assumes it's the spirit of a dead person, but we don't know that for certain. There's a lot of other possibilities that, we might be creating the ghosts.
Now, these ghost hunters have a lot of equipment, and I want to know, what does this equipment even do? With sites like these, people are spending hundreds of dollars on this equipment. So some paranormal investigators brought their equipment out for me, and we're gonna see if it really works. All right, so we're gonna be looking at some of the equipment that they have. This is some of the equipment that they bring with them on paranormal investigations.
This is Boo Buddy. So he is his own ghost investigator. He has a series of questions looped in him, as well as he's got sensors.
How much would something like this cost?
I think Boo was about 800, 1,000 probably. Censoring. He might need new batteries too. So this is the REM pod.
The spirit or ghost would be around here, you'll hear it.
This is the SLS camera, which stands for Structured Light Sensored Camera.
So is it listening to me right now? I can ask you questions?
Yeah.
Is there anybody here? Yes or no?
Cat balls. That's literally what they are. They use them, they're just motion sensors. So pretty much as you can see that they're lighting up. So we will set them down, and then if something is to come near them, they just light up. It's a K2 meter, it's an EMF, so electromagnetic frequency.
It's believed that spirit, and they do, can manipulate the waves and talk.
How long will you guys sit here and like listen to the... There was honestly so much equipment, it was hard to keep track.
And then you'll hear it.
Why's the song gotta be so scary? They couldn't play some like Travis Scott or something?
Yeah.
So with my booking for the haunted Airbnb fast approaching, I wanted to feel safe. So since we're dealing with the spiritual world, I went to a woman who could see my future. I guess today's the day I find out about my future.
Sure. So the way I work with the tarot cards is I believe that you actually have all the answers. So you need to shuffle the cards. Think about whatever it is you need to know about.
Do I tell you what Okay. I've never done this before, so yeah.
Whenever you feel ready, divide them into 3 piles, please. Really manifesting your soul purpose.
1 million subscribers soon.
Okay, yeah. You have the card of the devil here. So, if you don't know anything about the tarot, devil is a very misunderstood energy here because it has to do with, selling your soul to the devil means you don't buy into the material wealth. So if somebody offers you $1 million to sell whatever for Coca-Cola, you don't want to do that.
Oh, don't do it. Is there a way that we could kind of find what my future might lie in this adventure?
Sure. So this is about your ghost adventure?
Ghost adventures, yes.
Okay.
That didn't sound good.
You need to speak your truth. So you need to stay very grounded. Don't be afraid. The cards are saying, don't be afraid of this. Yeah. I think this is going to go quite far. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune. It's an important event for you. It will propel you into greater success.
1 million subscribers.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very positive for you.
I hope so. I truly do. Now comes the time we've all been waiting for. The ghost hunt. Welcome to the Beck House. Apparently the most haunted Airbnb ever? No, it is apparently haunted though. And you know me, I love bussin'. So today we gonna be ghost busting. Let's start with first impressions. Now, first impressions of the house, it's definitely no 5-star. It's got kind of like a cute little kill your family kind of vibe to it. The lady who owns this building is going to give us a little bit more of an insight at what exactly happened here, but apparently not good things. Now, since it's an Airbnb, let's take a look at some of the reviews this place has. Now, Sandy from Sudbury says, I stayed overnight with 2 friends hoping to experience some paranormal activity. We were not disappointed. Periodically, we would get a strong smell of cigar smoke, which would linger for a few seconds and then disappear. We had a strong sense throughout the evening that we were not alone in the apartment. Then there's Stephanie from Germany. At night, you can hear rodents in the walls. Not really ghost, but it's something. Then there's Tanya. Lots of voices coming through on the app called GhostTube. Why does GhostTube kind of sound like the naughty site for ghosts? Then there's Olivia. Beware of the creepy crawlies. Bedbugs. It's scary, but not for the right reasons. Between the rodents and the walls and the bedbugs, we bringing something home with us this weekend, and I actually kind of hope it's a ghost. So let's take a look inside. Don't think that's water. Nice and creaky. Oh, doors open, that's comforting. And the doors to remain locked at all times. Okay. A lot of stairs. Here we are. So this is the foyer. Nice, spacious. For some reason, they decided just to put a baby's cut off head here. So they're really playing into the whole haunting Airbnb kind of thing. So let's take a look at the room. Well, the flies alone are crazy. What is that? Nothing like a romantic date in a haunted house.
Oh, you're the romantic one.
This room is apparently where the Becks lived. So we are going to be living in their exact apartment house. It's great. Wow. Let's do a quick tour of the room now. This is the living room. First impressions of the living room. Pretty nice, not bad. Once again, a lot of flies for some reason. A lot of old furniture. And for some reason, there's just a lot of hats. Why? I can switch out hats right now. The scariest thing could be lice. The dining room, pretty good, pretty basic. A broken fire alarm. Not ghosts, just scary. Perfect table for a little seance, something light. The kitchen, once again, kitchen, pretty good, pretty basic. Definitely smelling smoke. The bathroom, now this one's pretty creepy. I can't lie. Shower is definitely getting stabbed. Here's the bedroom where they apparently slept. Kind of scary. how uncomfortable it is. Oh yeah, that's great. They just really know what's the perfect decor to help you sleep at night. I'm gonna put this in a drawer. Let's check for these bed bugs. Well, there's no bed bugs, so that's a start. Now starts the investigation. So because I totally am a virgin to ghost hunting, I thought it'd be nice to call up some of the paranormal investigators to help assist me.
So we will start with setting our intentions of talking to spirit. We will ground ourselves and we will do a protection of white light around us. Then we're going to use some gadgets, you know, new school, and then we'll do old school kind of stuff.
We use all kinds of different tools. Every spirit is different. It's just like humans. So it really just depends. So we always try all different kinds of things and see what works, and then we go with that path.
Let's get started.
Sounds great.
So that's when the owner of the Airbnb came up to see us and showed us all sorts of pictures of the Becks back when they used to live there. So we had a sit down interview with the Airbnb host, and for obvious reasons, she didn't want to show her face or feet. That's a lie. How did you get in possession of this house?
We were looking to retire, and I just kept widening my search. I saw this house, and I just wanted to look at it, really. Just like, wow, that's a cool house.
How old is this house?
1885.
That's when I asked her more about the Becks and who they were.
A very large family. He was one of the wealthiest lumbermen in the county.
So why do you think it's haunted?
Because he doesn't want to leave, and he's not going anywhere. This one is, we believe, the sick room. Amelia her death notice has died at home. I'm 99.9% sure she died in this room right here.
Then came the biggest question of the night. Yeah, what's the significance of the hats?
Hats are just because I like hats.
Oh, okay.
He drowned in 1915 right here in the bay.
How did he drown?
Well, there's a couple stories. When Amelia died, that's Mrs. Beck, in 1893, he was heartbroken. He started going to the hotel and drinking, and his horse would bring him home. One night, there was a horse and a buggy with no Charles. The other story is he was murdered because he had a lot of enemies. What story is true, I don't know. They found him in the bay.
That we know
drowned.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for giving us the inside scoop. After talking to Brenda, I can't lie, she definitely creeped us out. I'm kind of afraid of our Airbnb host. Do you guys hear that?
It's me. No, it's not.
I heard something else. I heard like a click, like the door.
The door? I locked it. So it shouldn't be opening.
Okay, that's fine. We're good. We just talked to Brenda. Brenda might be an op. We don't know yet. So I don't know if I'm more scared of the spirits or Brenda. Go ahead. Let's just get started.
So we're gonna put our feet on the floor, wiggle your toes around, and then we're gonna focus on our breath. We are safe in our bubbles of light. When you're ready, you can open your eyes.
And that's when we got our first contact from a ghost of the night. The cat balls. So apparently what happens is you set up these cat balls, and if they light up, something touched it. And if it wasn't us, who was it? You guys saw that. I was not near that at all. Well, I mean, that's good. Let's continue. Now after that, I can't lie, I was tweaking a little bit. And so were they, kind of. Like, I don't know why. They're the professionals, but starting to question who I brought with me. I heard a noise. Am I going crazy? We must bust. So this is where things started to go wrong. So they had this app. It's called GhostTube. Just like this. So the app was saying some crazy shit.
To your left.
Who's left?
Demon.
No. And that's when my girl really just started to go downhill. Because I feel like the app could be, you could argue that it could be tampered with. You know what I'm saying?
Has it like ever said things like that to you before?
No, I've never heard those words.
And then like earlier when I was sitting there, my contact just popped out.
Has that ever happened?
Never.
More so saying that I feel like if you have the spirit box or the REM pod or the cat balls, it's like that there's no denial that there's something in here. That's why it's weird. Though. That's weird. I'm not denying that, but I'm saying that if
You just asked. Thank you. Can you do that again?
I can't lie, I started to believe this shit myself. The fact that I just said if the REM pod goes off, I'll believe it, and then it goes off. I mean, yeah, I mean, it is very possible that maybe it was correct. After that, we had a series of other experiments like this, a laser, where essentially you point the laser to the dark wall, and if any of the light seems tampered with, then there's a ghost in front of you. Or the dowsing rods, where you ask a question, and if the rods come together, that's a yes. If they move apart, that's a no. But it's hard to determine if you control the rods or not.
It's my first time. Are you gonna be sleeping in our bed tonight? I feel like it was a no.
Now, I do understand when it comes to ghost hunting, you need to have a lot of patience. Like a lot. Something I'm not the best at. But that's when the ghost communicated to us again. And this time, it left me speechless.
I want to come.
I hope it's not the cum we're talking about, brother.
Kill.
Okay, well, you can come all you want, brother.
After the last couple of experiments, we weren't really getting any contact with the ghosts. And at this point, it felt like the ghosts were taunting us.
Crazy.
Nope, I'm not crazy.
Then there was another experiment we did called the Estes method, where essentially one person blindfolds themselves, wears headphones, and listens to the spirit box, while another person's on the opposite side of the room and they ask questions.
Is French the language that you speak?
French again.
Okay. Bonjour. Comment ça va?
This way, if what I'm saying sounds coherent to the question she's asking, it's most likely a ghost.
Yes. And they kill.
Who kills?
Yeah. It's been a night.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt like I was plugged into a computer. I felt like I was surfing like so many different generations.
So we've done the investigating. Now it's time to see if we can sleep. According to Brenda, she says this room specifically, you get a lot of people trying to crawl in bed with you. I mean, part of me feels like let's hope we see some shit, and part of me is really hoping we don't see some shit. So I set up security cameras all around the house in hopes to find orbs or shadowy figures. And what happened next might shock you. I slept. Yeah, no, I slept. I slept pretty much the whole night. I can't lie. So after this week, I'm not entirely sure if I met a ghost. But one thing I am for sure of is I met a lot of great people. They do this not for financial gain, but instead in hopes of answering life's oldest question. Where do we go when we die? But if they can help calm people and offer some kind of hope, then I'd say that's already pretty magical.